Okay, Justice Warrior Yohannathan IX back at it again after just a month and 11 days since the last Fallout 4 episode. Thank you, AP testing. So, we're here in the depths of the Ultimate Raider, hideout, basically just spraying bullets everywhere, you know how it is. Almost 3 hours into the actual game, and I've already killed enough people to probably be on the FBI's most wanted list. That shouldn't be a problem, though, because so far I have yet to see law and order of any kind whatsoever. The thing is, though, that I actually get pretty close to dying, because, like I said, I've only been playing the game for like 3 hours so far, so I haven't encountered a single shop or place that I can actually buy things. I'm pretty sure that everything I own at this point, I basically just picked up off the ground in working condition, or found on a dead person, so basically like every other RPG game in existence. Anyway, the resource conservation deal turns out to actually be a bit of a problem, because death is actually a conceivable threat at this point. I only have like 2 stim packs, no food, and basically no shirt, so I'm not gonna last much longer in this facility. You know what they say, no shoes, no shirt, no service. No. One thing that I did find, one interesting thing that I did find was that Bethesda accidentally left some floating rocks in the environment underneath a gutter where they thought nobody would see them. See, I can find every little texture imperfection in this game, but I can't exactly find my way to the objective of this introductory quest, so go figure. I have a dilemma, though, because I see the objective marker, but I have no idea how to actually get to it, so this seems like another common trend in RPGs for me. I pride myself on not using the internet to find things like this, though, except for how to get out of power armor. So I set off to find the stupid quest objective marker. At this point, I don't even really remember what the main objective of the quest actually is, other than to murder the apparent bad guys. So honestly, I was probably screwing around in this factory for at least 15 minutes minimum, trying to get to that stupid quest marker. The Pip-Boy local map maybe could have helped me if it wasn't just oversaturated to oblivion with useless objects. So I go outside at one point and just end up attracting more raiders who almost kill me. After all this bogus wandering around, you know where I was supposed to go to complete the objective by any chance? In the direction of the quest marker. You might be thinking to yourself, no, of course not. I had to go into the elevator. Yeah, that's right. These people can't even clean their own food or wear proper clothes, but they can own multiple military-grade turrets and a fully functional elevator, even after a nuclear apocalypse. So, that's fine. Okay, so I get to the top floor, I guess, and there are, of course, more enemies. But the thing is that I'm completely out of food, basically out of stim packs. I'm hardly wearing any clothes. I'm at half health, and I have 0 ammunition, basically. So things are looking pretty crappy, but luckily Yohannathan IX is a young legend, so this should be okay. Luckily, there's a conveniently placed terminal right outside the elevator, which is extremely easy to hack despite Fallout 4's garbage hacking system. So the terminal is apparently some sort of control point for a Protectron robot, and apparently the robot has different settings, so being the young child genius that I am, I put it on the law enforcement setting, hoping that it will restore law and order by killing the raiders. So I activate the unit, the thing gets up and out of its holding cell, and it basically just goes straight to slicing and dicing the raiders. So the raiders are the ultimate paradox. They have a fully functional elevator, and they have automatic turrets that can shoot up outsiders, and only outsiders, but they can't figure out how to disable the basic robot that ends up killing them all, so I thought I had to rescue some hostages or something, but it turns out that I was just on a cold-blooded murder assignment. That was literally the premise of this quest. So the quest says I've killed all the raiders, which is BS because I just saw more outside like 20 seconds ago. But I'm not about to spend another voluntary second in this factory, so I get up out of there ASAP. I go back to the dirt shack, which contains the peasant that I apparently murdered almost 100 people for. Definitely not worth it, by the way. So, of course, I talk to him, and I need to initiate the conversation, wait for him to go to bed, wait for him to get out of bed. The combined total of those animations was like 6 seconds. Then he's ready for the dialogue. So some things just haven't changed since Skyrim, but he pays me 93 bottle caps, which I can only assume is his entire life savings. That's probably about 1 bottle cap for every hostile I killed, so definitely worth it, am I right, guys? But I go back to Preston Garvey to report the amazing success, and he's so amazed by Yohannathan's expertise in mass assassination that he decides to make me the leader of the Minutemen, all 5 of them, actually. But let's be real here, how can I say no to that face? So I accept the position, which is probably the worst decision in my Fallout career so far, but whatever. So Preston dispatches another amazing quest, which is probably an exact replica of the quest I just did, especially since it has essentially the exact same premise, just with a different settlement. I don't know how I'm supposed to accomplish this without having acquired anything whatsoever after being basically killed the first time and stripped dry of all the 3 resources that I owned. Because I still have no food, no clothes, no ammo, but somehow I'm the leader of the Minutemen and I'm expected to go kill another 100 raiders. But that can wait because Sturgis, a guy much younger and more jacked than Yohannathan, needs help constructing beds. It looks like he's literally just sitting there to me, but who am I to judge? Yeah, I'm serious, by the way. That's an actual quest. It might be the worst quest yet, too. No, actually, I take that back. It's definitely the worst quest yet. Remember in episode 1 where I said that I was done playing The Sims 4 and ready to play some Fallout 4? So 10 minutes and 32 seconds into the game, I'd finally finished playing The Sims 4 and was ready to actually play Fallout 4. Well, The Sims 4 is back and better than ever. Because before I know it, I'm placing down beds for these peasants. And that's not all either. The city apparently has 7 different stats. So I'm guessing that I'm supposed to keep these in check somehow. Like, I mean, you better not tell me I'm in charge of these citizens' happiness because I'm not dealing with that right now. Nope, not a chance. What's amazing about the game, though, is that the developers probably put more time into this building mechanic than anything else in the entire game. You can literally angle a piece of furniture at a 147.3 degree angle, if that's what your heart desires. What's even more amazing, though, is that the characters in Fallout 4 can clip through almost any solid object in the game, except for when they're standing in the way of your construction. Yeah. So enough with The Sims 4, although I feel like it's going to be a recurring theme in this game. So I start on my way to the site of the next soon-to-be Raider massacre. On my way, I find one of those weird hairless dogs that ladies in the suburbs have in their purses, except this one's a little bigger and is interested in fighting a man with an unofficial concealed carry license. So one thing I will give Bethesda credit for here is that the enemies in this game don't mindlessly charge at you, like in the previous Fallouts. At least they don't always. The enemies seem to have, like, at least some sort of combat strategy of some kind, no matter how crappy it actually is. It's something. So progress is happening here, I think. Eventually I find the trashy settlement with a population of 2 again, so I guess I'm supposed to be helping these guys. In case you're wondering, this is shaping up to be a literal copy-paste of the last quest I just did, just with a different settlement. Apparently the raiders are being mean to them, their feelings are hurt, so they need me to single-handedly murder every last one in cold blood. If I were the raiders, I would have just sent out a strike team to take care of these people, like, forever ago, but it's their loss for not doing that earlier. On my way to the raider encampment, I quickly rob a small shop because apparently there's no law and order in this anyway, there's just anarchy. I don't even think there's a karma system in Fallout 4 either. I'm not sure about that, but I don't think there is. Of course, the owner of the store is already dead because every neutral character in this game so far is either helpless or deceased. So I realize how desperate I am when I find myself taking every last edible food from this guy's shop. Yeah, let me just put this entire melon in my pocket real quick and save it for later when I'm in the middle of a gunfight. I'll just swallow it real quick, like a pill. Eventually I move on from the popsicle stand into a city of some kind. So I've been at it for almost an hour now and the game hasn't even crashed, so I'm trying to find some corny yet suspenseful cliffhanger to make you 7 viewers come back for the next episode. And eventually I run into a giant irradiated man that is apparently a super mutant. So perfect, I think to myself. What an excellent cliffhanger to end the episode off on. Then I realize there's another one right behind me.